Donald Trump spoke before the United Nations General Assembly and suffered a total psychotic episode. Yes, he was more orange than we've ever seen. Yes, his eyes were almost completely swollen shut into slits, out of which I don't even know how he could read his teleprompter, which, by the way, malfunctioned because of his staff screwing it up, not anybody sabotaging him. But Donald Trump speaking in front of world leaders and talking about what? Talking about polling. I know. It's another global humiliation for the United States.
The American public agrees with it. I mean, I was very proud to see this morning I have the highest poll numbers I've ever had. Part of it is because of what we've done on the border. I guess the other part is what we've done in the economy. Joe Biden's policies empowered murderous gangs, human smugglers, child traffickers, drug cartels, and prisoners from all over the world.
You know, it's bad enough that he's talking about poll numbers at the United Nations. The other world leaders, if you're wondering, did not talk about their poll numbers at the United Nations. But he's also lying about his poll numbers. His poll numbers are completely in the toilet. Record low approval, not only overall, but also specifically on the economy, the issue which he said he was going to be great on. Trump then said he's great at predicting things. He's just such a good predictor of stuff. Like, for example, remember when he said that if Biden won in 2020, we would no longer have heating in the winter or air conditioning in the summer? Oh, wait, that didn't come true.
If you don't get away from this green scam, your country is going to fail. And I'm really good at predicting things, you know. They actually said during the campaign they had a hat, the best-selling hat. Trump was right about everything. And I don't say that in a braggadocious way, but it's true. I've been right about everything. And I'm telling you that if you don't get away from the green energy scam, your country is going to fail.
Remember when Trump told us if Biden becomes president in 2020, the stock market will collapse like the recession of 1929, the Great Depression, rather, of 1929. And we had dozens of stock market records under Joe Biden. No one would have jobs under Biden, and we had record low unemployment. Anyway, something is very wrong with this guy. This is a speech more relevant to a 72-hour psych hold than to the United Nations General Assembly. Now, after 20 minutes of ranting, raving, and rambling uncontrollably, Trump told the assembled world leaders, your countries are going to hell.
You have to end it now. Let's see, I can tell you. I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell. In America, we've taken bold action to swiftly shut
the room audibly laughing at Trump. This is a theme. If there is any consistency to Donald Trump's United Nations speeches, it's that the room always ends up laughing at him. And he seems to think that they're laughing with him. Classic narcissist. And speaking of narcissism, Trump also said, everybody's saying I should get the Nobel Peace Prize.
Wars is action. Now, after ending all of these wars and also earlier negotiating the Abraham Accords, which is a very big thing for which our country received no credit, never receives credit. Everyone says that I should get the Nobel Peace Prize for each one of these achievements. But for me, the real prize will be the sons and daughters who live to grow up with their mothers and fathers, because millions of people are no longer being killed in endless and unglorious wars.
How is that working out with Russia and Ukraine, by the way? I hate to break it to you. If you're part of the everyone who is believing that Donald Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize, you are going to be up for a big, big disappointment. The topic of immigration came up during the United Nations speech that Trump delivered. And at this point, he stopped making any sense, just an impenetrable word salad. Can you figure out what he's saying here?
But you know, we have a border, strong, and we have a shape, and that shape doesn't just go straight up.
That's right. The shape doesn't go straight up. What?
That shape is amorphous when it comes to the atmosphere. And if we had the most clean air, and I think we do, we have very clean air. We have the cleanest air we've had in many, many years. But the problem is that other countries, like China, which has air that's a little bit rough, it blows. And no matter what you're doing
It blows.
down here, the air up here tends to get very dirty because it comes in from other countries where their air isn't so clean. And the environmentalists refuse to acknowledge that.
Right. Yes, Donnie, of course. Come with me. We're going to pick up your Nobel Peace Prize, okay? You're a big boy. This is a guy with something very, very wrong. This guy's sick in the head. And finally, Trump with a powerful declaration that we must protect the most persecuted people on the planet, who today happen to be Christians. I did not get that memo, I admit.
In honor of this momentous anniversary, I hope that all countries who find inspiration in our example will join us in renewing our commitment, values, and those values, really, that we hold so dear together. Let us defend free speech and free expression. Let us protect religious liberty, including for the most persecuted religion on the planet today. It's called Christianity. In honor,
there is no one more persecuted today than the Christians. I didn't get that memo. The world laughing to avoid crying in horror at another completely demented speech from the guy who supposedly is the world's envy. Everybody wants to be Trump and be with Trump and be doing the things Trump is doing, mostly dictators. And this went so poorly that Donald Trump ended up lashing out about escalators and teleprompters, which we'll get to later, but also left this speech and immediately posted a disgusting word salad about foreign policy to Truth Social, which really should send chills down our spines. Our sponsor, Magic Spoon, has been with us a long time. They do the high-protein, zero-sugar cereals and treats, nostalgically reinventing some of my favorite childhood snacks. Many of you know, for me, cereal was not breakfast, it was a snack, and that is still the case. And what Magic Spoon has done is taken your favorite sugary cereals from when you were a kid and turned them into something you can feel good about. Magic Spoon is also launching a brand new high-protein granola, true to the Magic Spoon promise, packed with protein, crunchy, 13 grams of protein, 0 added sugars, and in delicious flavors like dark chocolate almond, honey almond, and peanut butter. They've got their high-protein treats as well, crispy, crunchy, airy, with 12 grams of protein in many flavors. And of course, if you don't love Magic Spoon as much as I do and our team does, Magic Spoon will refund all of your money, no questions asked. Get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/Pakman, or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or in your nearest grocery store. The link is in the description.